Hey guys, this is Bharat and welcome to Bharat's Kitchen with Dhabha style Kadai Paneer. Now, I've already told you so much about Dhabha style cooking in my old recipes, and you should watch those for more information. But the gist of Dhabha style cooking for me is less use of electrical stuff and more of strong flavors. Okay, so let's begin with it. So, first, before we do anything, we need to make the Kadai Masala. Because freshly made masala is very strong and affects the dish deeply. So keep a pan on a very low flame and dry roast the masala first. Which is basically made up of some whole coriander seeds, some dry red chilies, saunf or aniseed, also comes in some whole cumin or jeera, and finally some black peppercorns. So just dry roast the masala on a low flame for a few moments, and no matter what happens, make sure you do not over roast these, otherwise they become a bit bitter. So just coarsely grind the whole spices, and yes, you can use a mixer grinder here as well. Now this is your basic kadai masala. Alright, next you're gonna need some really finely chopped onions. And like all my dhaba style recipes, you need to make sure that you chop them as fine as possible. Further, we're gonna need some tomatoes, and I have grated them in order to make them like they used to make in old dhabas. But for better results, you can grind them as well. Now, since it's a paneer recipe, you need to make sure the paneer is kept at room temperature for at least 30 minutes. Otherwise, it doesn't blend well with the gravy. Further, you're also gonna need some ginger juliennes and some bulbs of onion and capsicum as well. Alright, now for the ground spice mix, I've added lots of dried coriander powder, some cumin or jeera powder, also add some Kashmiri red chili or degi mirch, and last but not the least, my favorite ingredient, which is some roasted besan or gram flour. And that's it, all your preparations are ready. Now it's time to cook. So keep your kadai on a low flame, and first we're gonna dry roast our whole spices, which are some whole dried red chilies, few badi elaichi or black cardamom, also add in some green cardamom or choti elaichi, then comes in a cinnamon stick, some long or cloves, few bay leaves, and don't worry, you'll find all the list of ingredients and their measurements on my website. So after 2 minutes of roasting the spices, add lots of desi ghee, and yes, you can use refined oil here as well. Just make sure the spices start to release their oils. And then we're gonna add our finely chopped onions. Now the secret to a good gravy, which I've told you so many times, is cooking the onions and the tomatoes very well. That is, you need to caramelize the onions properly, and if you won't do that, the gravy won't get that depth and taste. So make sure you cook the onions very well. Now only when the onions are about 80% cooked, then and only then add some turmeric or haldi powder as well as some ginger garlic paste. And then cook until the onions are golden brown. Alright, at this point add the grated tomatoes, and as soon as you add the tomatoes, add some salt, so that the tomatoes cook faster and they release their moisture. Now again, you need to cook the tomatoes very well, which will easily take you 10 minutes on a low flame. Let's go! And after 10 minutes, you can see the oil have started to separate and the onions and the tomatoes have properly integrated together. So at this point, add a kadai masala, a ground spice mix, and the onion capsicum bulbs as well. Make sure you roast everything for a few minutes. Otherwise the onions and the capsicum doesn't get that essence of the kadai flavors. After 2-3 minutes, add some water, but not a lot. Is because kadai style curry is less of gravy and more of strong flavors. Now add the paneer, mix everything together, and then add some kasuri methi and our ginger julienne as well. So the last step is to cover the kadai so that all the flavors get intact. And finally, even though I forgot to record it, but please you don't forget to add it, finish the dish off with some butter. So there you go guys, how to make perfect dhaba style kadai paneer. As always, you'll find all the list of ingredients and their measurements on my website, and you can buy all the stuff that I use from the links given in the description bar down below. Happy Diwali to all my subscribers and their family. Have a prosperous and a safe Diwali, and thank you so much for all the support guys. I know that I've not been posting since about a month, but still I have big news coming, and you can guess what it is by watching this picture. Until then, I'll see you next week. It's a promise.